We grew up on television. The tube was our babysitter, guide us through the tube. Moral sent by transmitter. This is where you go to get down to the know about great TV shows all on one show. It's time for some TGIF right here on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield. Thank God it's Friday on Pop Culture Minefield.
Hey,
Hello, nerds. Wow, have we ever had an intro that long? A minute and a half?
yeah, I don't know, but I
Oh,
love
that's
it.
new. I love it too. Absolutely. I'm just surprised because usually Gary shows me new intros, and I had no idea about this one.
I haven't seen that one either. What's surprise for everybody?
Yeah,
But
well,
man,
I see stuff before you do. I mean, I'm
it
the queen here,
is
and you
what?
are, I don't know, the hand, I think.
Yeah, no. Those are Allison and uh, Renita. I can't remember
Oh, you mean
the
the
names of
background?
the Targaryens. They are so much alike. The
Yeah,
names, not
the one behind you is Rhaenyra, and the one behind me, fittingly, is the redhead Alicent. So, hello,
yeah.
you nerds.
We have some surprises for you today. For example, uh, Anima finally got to kill Gary. I mean,
No, 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 no. Gary did not die from the roof or disappear through a back door. He's just out of power for today, and he might join us later. But you know how it is with construction work, it never finishes when it's supposed to. It always takes longer. So who knows? But Loki is going to join us. He told me he might be a bit late, but he will be there because I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this on my own. I cannot do this. But
oh,
yeah,
you
here I
can.
am.
Did you remember when Gary and Keith were to a con and let the
Oh
show
my
hit our
god,
hands?
dude! By the time we finished that stream, it was almost 5 a.m. for me, and I was like, just can we end it? Can we end it, please? That was hard work.
And today we have with us Joe Atmosphere.
Who was hanging out with us before the show, but then he fucked off because he has to go to work, unfortunately. He's watching the show
Mhm.
too. But yeah,
Yeah.
life happens.
And we had Josh again. Hey, Josh. Good to see you.
Is he new? I don't remember that name.
Josh Cole. Oh, he was on Friday on the Wednesday show.
Oh. Oh, pardon me for not remembering, Josh. I'm sorry. Welcome back. Good to have you.
Gary is suffering from home improvement blues. Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, well, I would not enjoy being kicked out of my bed at 8 a.m. and having electricity shut off, which means no air condition on a hot day like that. So they fled to a library, as far as I know.
And we have the Shenotsky, the
Who,
Eye
of
of
course,
Evil.
comes up with a fucked up thought here.
Oh,
Is that what you do in libraries in America? I had no idea. Because I know he's at the library. He sent me a photo. You guys are weird.
a little,
Thank you.
yeah.
Not meaning you, Martin. You're not US. I'm talking US weird here.
Yeah, I know. I understand completely. Yeah.
Oh wow, this is the premiere. This is the first time Pop Culture Minefield streams without any Americans on a panel.
Ah,
Wow.
we have
Oh, wow.
successfully invaded.
We have conquered Pop Culture Minefield. I like that.
Yes. Okay. What else should I do?
I hope you guys
Oh,
are in weekend mood, at least the ones of you who have a weekend. And what better way to start than with TGIF, celebrating House of the Dragon? But I think the show is developing problems. But I guess we'll get into that as we discuss the episodes.
really?
Yeah, some
I
things
have.
that I really don't like. And I'm not a book nerd. The only stuff I know about the books, same as for season one, is when I do my reading and I come across references like this is how it goes in the books, or according to the books, this is like this, but they changed it a little bit. But apparently they're steering further away from the books as they go. And Gary went on Zach's show the other week, and they're all book nerds and they were trashing the show. So
Really?
yes. And I think it took Gary a little further away from enjoying this because he's been overwhelmed from the beginning with all the many names and who is related to whom. I mean, surprise, everybody is related to everybody on this. But it was always a bit, enjoyable to watch, but he wouldn't bother to get into details. That's kind of my job. It was from the beginning.
Hmm.
Yes, Joe, we're doing
Yes,
5 and 6 because we missed last week and I want us to be caught up. So next week we can do episode 7 like everybody else. We missed one due to Gary being sick and Loki couldn't make it because he was still dealing with the post-tornado or hurricane or whatever shenanigans. And I was like, yeah, no. But this week Loki promised me to be there. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do this. So I guess we're doing
Woof.
it. Sorry, I'm a little
Well,
over today.
what is it? The Targaryen tree is more like a pillar. Oh my
It's
god.
it's
Yeah,
complicated.
there is not that much branches, yes.
I mean, I forget. There's this gigantic tree that's actually a forest, but genetically it's only one tree, and via the root system they're all connected. I think that's pretty much the Targaryens in real life. It looks like a forest, but it's just one tree. Damn, I forgot the name of that. It's a nature phenomenon.
Hello, wait.
Oh, he must be surprised.
Yep.
He loves
No,
Gary
no
so
Gary
much, and
today.
Gary's not here. Not yet. Wait, not yet. He might be with us later if he gets electricity back.
Backdoor fail.
He might slip into
Uh,
the back door. You never know with him, you know?
I prefer him not to. I prefer him to go to the main entrance, not the back door. That could be a little awkward.
Just remember, if he shows up in the backstage, do not pull him up screaming.
No, no.
He does that himself. He always shouts at you when you do that.
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing that. Now I see him and okay, if you want, you want.
Yeah. I still have to teach him not to do that to me because he sees me, he puts me on stage, and I'm like, dude, I'll do that myself. Stop it.
Okay, now taken. Uh, Let me bring the first slideshow so you can start schooling us in what is happening
I'm
and
not
why.
scolding anyone. I'm just
You're
doing this
schooling me.
well, I'm doing this from watching the episode once and then doing some reading in my lunch break because there's no way I can listen to podcasts at lunch break because people are talking around me. So yes, I have my earphones in to block out a little of the noise, but I wouldn't be able to concentrate. So all I can do is some reading. And yes, I took some notes. I kind of relapsed into that. It's mostly just some names. So I remember them and I'm sure of that. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Bring it up.
and here it comes.
So remember where we left off at the end of episode 4?
Not really.
Rhaenys has just died.
Ah,
Evan
yes.
is really wounded, or maybe
Yeah.
even dead. We don't know because Sir Kristen just woke up because he was unconscious and goes into the woods looking for him because he sees that something big has come down there. So obviously a dragon and might be his king, right? So he goes
Hmm.
there, and just as he steps into that clearing, the forest, he sees Aemon there sheathing his sword. Or was he about to draw it and is sheathing it now that he sees Sir Kristen? Who knows? And Kristen asks, where's his grace? And well, there's this dead or dying dragon on the ground, and it's curled around a figure that is very badly burned. So by the end of this episode, we don't know yet whether he's alive or not. In the books, he's alive. I googled that immediately while watching this because I wanted to know. So the books keep him alive, but like barely. He's mostly asleep for a year, just wanting to die, not able to
What?
do anything.
Sleep for a year?
Well, he's so
Damn.
badly burned that only magic by the maces is keeping him alive. Would that happen
Okay.
nowadays? He would probably have a 10% chance of surviving or less. I don't know. Gary would know that.
How
But
many books are in this saga? House of the
I don't
Dragon?
know. I have no idea. Like I said, all I do is some Googling and reading up, and the books get mentioned. Sometimes a title, but I really don't know. I don't even know if it's finished yet. I no idea.
Hmm.
So this is Corlys in Driftmark, of course, mourning his wife because he has
Yeah.
lost yet another member of his family. Remember, Lena died in childbirth. She had Vhagar set her on fire. Lena is supposedly dead. Nobody really knows that he managed to sneak away. In the books, he dies, as far as I know.
Thank you, Shen. See,
Thanks,
you need
Sanatsky.
to be here,
Yes,
not
you do.
burying corpses for the mafia.
But what do you mean? This season is one book? Or
No, no,
all House of the
I think
Dragon is
it
one?
said it's only one book.
No. Game of Thrones
No,
is more than one.
no, but
I thought your
well,
question
I
was
don't.
how many books for this whole world and all the stories?
Oh no, I was asking how many books is House of the Dragon been adapted from?
That might possibly
And
be just one. Yeah.
well, yes, Fire and Blood,
I don't
according to Shinatsky. Oh
Oh, okay.
man, thank
Thank
thank God Loki's not here. He would be calling me a heretic or something.
No, he wouldn't. And I'm hoping he shows up soon. It's always more fun when he's on.
Oh
To
yes.
talk about Dragon Ball.
When you two start talking about this, start geeking about this, I
Oh
just go
yeah.
to the background and,
Yeah,
and watch it.
that's the one show I can really geek out on this show because you don't do the shows where I can geek out like Orphan Black or Stargate Atlantis. We don't do stuff like that. That's my universe. But yeah, Shanatsky knows it. It's adapted from it. Well, clearly. And that's what the book geeks are so frustrated about, that they adapt the book more and more and more and go further away and change the story. And book nerds don't like that. And I
Hmm.
understand it because I'm like that with Harry Potter. I read the books and then the movies came out and I watched the first one. I was like, yeah, that's pretty good concerning how thick the book is. And I think I came all the way up to the fourth movie and I was like, yeah, this is going so far off the story and taking shortcuts. And I get it. To make these books into movies, the movie would have to be 10 hours long. So I understand it, but it's taking away too much of the fun for me. So I stick with the books. And with this, I started not knowing the book or the books for Game of Thrones. So I'm like, I'm enjoying this show, or most of it. I won't even bother with the books, especially since so many people say that George R. R. Martin is a boring writer. I'm like, why would I waste time on this? If I already like this, I don't want to stop liking this because the book is different or better, or I don't know.
I have never heard something like that. That his writing is boring. I don't.
Oh, a lot of people say that. He has good ideas for worlds and stories, but his writing is boring. Like reading his books is not really entertaining. And I want to disappear
Maybe
into
he
a book.
gets too lost in the details. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. I
I
mean,
haven't.
that was Lord of the Rings for me. I couldn't read the books because they were so detailed. And the movies did a little better, but they too went too much into detail. And I fell asleep both times I tried with my brother, and he got so annoyed. He was like, "You're never going to watch these movies again. I forbid you." I was like, "Fine, okay, moving on."
Ikley, we're all nerds here. Oh, my savior!
Loki to
I
the
mean,
rescue!
your co-host is here.
Bring him out.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
Hello.
Loki.
hello.
Y'all hear me okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
perfectly.
Sometimes it auto does to my earbuds and I'm like, I sound like crap. So, hello.
My mic settings
Here.
sometimes change, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's better check. So we haven't really started talking about the episode. Just doing a recap of the end of the last one,
Oh yeah.
where nobody knows is Aegon dead or not, and well, now we have a situation in King's Landing because the small folk are starving because the dragons, especially Vhagar, need all the food. And Vhagar is going to need a lot of sheep to regain her strength after this fight because she's an old lady. Yes, she's mighty, but she's old. She
And
needs to rest
big.
now. And big, yeah.
You see,
And also
having dragon,
parading. Sorry.
having dragon is a good excuse to start wars. You have to, you can feed your dragon with the corpses of your defeated enemies.
Well, the thing is, having dragons to intimidate the people is what made the Targaryens so successful because nobody even thought about going to war against them when they have dragons because everybody was afraid of them and viewed them as gods, which is why the idea of parading Melee's head through the streets of King's Landing is such a bad idea by Sir Dickhead. Because now people see they
can be killed.
What's his name? Hugh, he even says they're just meat. So the people are like, oh my God.
It's a bad omen.
Yeah.
It's bad juju to do what
Bad
they did. They
juju.
thought that, oh, we got the traitor now. You've just shown the people that these godlike creatures are not godlike creatures at all. They're mortal, just like they are.
They're not as mighty as we thought they are. And they just have the one, really. They have Vhagar and that's it. And nobody knows how many does Rhaenyra actually have. And she has a lot. They're just young. But I don't know how informed people are about that. It's just, it's fucked up. And then the rat catchers are still hanging there and rotting. So things are not good in King's Landing. And they're not getting better by, I mean, that dragon's head, there are flies everywhere and it's rotting and stinky and people really just want food, nothing else. And they're not getting it. So
Have y'all talked about the propaganda yet?
No.
They're starting to throw out propaganda like, oh, they're up in the castle and they're feasting and smoking and having a great old time while y'all are starving.
Yeah. And I mean, this is just starting among the small folks, and there's going to be oil poured into that fire in the next episode. When
can I respond to Shanatsky?
Sure.
Elric and Melniborn. Yes, I've read them. I've read them all. Absolutely love Elric.
Okay.
Alinda, that's her name. The one who is a handmaiden to Rhaenyra now, but used to work for Alicent, so she knows her way around the Red Keep at King's Landing. And she sneaks in to meet with Diana, the servant girl, who Aemon RAPED'd, and she had to drink moon tea. And nobody knows, did she drink it really? She might have a kid by Aemon somewhere. And the two of them, they meet and they sow the seed of riot further because they make up the plan or execute the plan or put it in place to send them food in the next episode. So things are turning for the Greens and not for the better. And it's not that big a victory, too, at Rook's Rest, because all the collateral damage. Having dragons fight, every soldier gets hurt, damaged, killed. Dragon blood, dragon fire. That's just too much damage to really call it a victory. And Vhagar needs to rest now for who knows how long. They're vulnerable right now.
Oh,
The hour is late and my dragon is hungry.
Yeah, Daemon. Oh, that's so fucked up. And this is one of the problems I'm having with the show. They're making Daemon weak and a loser. He's supposed to be the rogue prince, and all he does is having weird dreams and fucking shit up.
Well, there is a cause and a reason for that. What's happening at Harrenhal? I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but the hag, the barn
Alice.
owl, I call her the hag of Harrenhal. That's what.
Okay, well, she is.
No one talks to her but Daemon. Has anybody else noticed that?
Yes.
No one talks to her but Daemon.
She's not real then.
We don't really know that because the old dude, what's his name? The old guy at Harrenhal, he looks at her once when he enters the room to talk to Daemon. But you don't know, does he really see her, or is he just wondering what Damon is staring at? We
Yep.
don't really know, but nobody talks to her. She only interacts with Damon, and she's always there in a weird way in the background watching. And then in that one scene, all of a sudden the door is open and nobody opened it. So there's definitely some witchcraft going on here. And she knows things.
Yeah.
She knows things about his past, that he's always running away. She predicted his future. Under the weirwood tree, she said, "This is where you die." I mean, how does she know all that?
And there's a couple of little clues in this last episode when she's talking to Damon. She's talking about things she couldn't possibly know about.
Yes.
And if you notice, in the scenes where she's talking to Damon, there's this door behind them, and it's closed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then it's open all of a sudden.
And then
Why?
all of
How?
a sudden it's open, and she goes through it. So it's one of those things. If you haven't read the books, you have to ask yourself, okay, is this just a mistake on their part, or is the door always open and for some reason we just saw it as closed? Is it another coffee cup moment, or did they intentionally mean to do that?
I mean, there have been fuck ups in continuity. I mean, there was this coffee cup in Game of Thrones. So, but I like to think that it is there for a reason, that all of a sudden the door is open. They wanted to trick us into overthinking it. But I wouldn't be surprised if she was a witch. Also, when Grover died, one, she predicts his death. And then apparently she goes there to give him medicine and back in no time, where it would take, I don't know, at least a week and a half. I mean, I know they travel fast in this show, but how can she travel that fast? Unless she is maybe, I mean, there are rumors that she's a couple 100 years old and really a barn owl who has to live in human form, but maybe she can retransform, and as an owl, it would be possible to cover distances like that. So many questions, really. She's definitely interesting. And I know for a fact that the costume and makeup people were delighted to work with her, because they found her perfect for that role. She has this eerie thing. You can't really place her. You know she's a bastard. She's a Rivers, but yeah, she's interesting.
I like bat casting more than who you have up on screen right now. Missaria.
Oh, Missaria,
absolutely think
she
she's
annoys me.
miscast.
She annoys me.
These scenes with Rhaenyra and Missaria are some of the boringest wrong cast scenes in the entire show. That's the only place where they've really screwed the pooch on season 2, is these scenes with Rhaenyra and Missaria.
Well, it made sense that Rhaenyra used Missaria to sneak into the Red Keep to talk to Alicent. That made sense, but they're making her way too important, I think. She's not Littlefinger. She's nowhere near as mighty. She knows some things and some ways on how to get to places, but she's really no Littlefinger.
Do not underestimate your subject. Words to live by.
Oh, Clay likes her.
You're the first person I've heard say that, Clay.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody I've talked to, they don't like her. They think she's miscast. It's not the character herself. It's the actress that they think is miscast.
She's not that good an actor to begin with. Yeah.
Well,
hi,
I
Penny.
like to interrupt and interject this. Right, Penny? Right? That movie is awesome.
I still haven't seen it. And I was disappointed when Gary told me he watched it without me, just to make sure it was worth watching. And I was like, dude, we watched the trailer. We agreed to watch it together. But
Ooh, I can't believe
I never have time these days.
I saw it yesterday. As soon as we closed the stream, I was buying the tickets and getting out of the house. Oh, I loved it. I really loved it.
It was really good. It was really, really good.
Don't worry, Eagle.
Yeah.
We're all weird here.
Yeah, we're all weird here. So it's okay to be weird.
You're in the right place.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah, she's using Baela to get Corlys to be her new hand, because Rhaenys is gone, and she was I don't think Rhaenys was officially her hand, but she needs one now that war is coming closer, and of course she wants Corlys. But
Yep.
he is angry. He blames her for Rhaenys' death, but she was the one to go. There was nobody else. And like everybody keeps pointing out, Rhaenyra can't go. She must not go. She's the queen. If she dies, it's over.
Yeah,
And
but
she's
she's
pissed.
been
But
looking at
she's whining a little bit too much about not being able to do anything.
Rhaenyra has been looking at all the old tales of Aegon the Great and his sister wives, and the fact
Yeah.
that they were warrior women. These two sister wives of Aegon the Conqueror, they were warrior women and they were fighters, and she's getting this. That's what I want to be. That is who I want to be. I don't want to be this queen that doesn't do anything. I want to go out there and I want to kick some ass.
Yeah, but her own son, Chase, he knows some history too, apparently, because when he sees her looking at Visenya and her story, he begs her not to become a new Visenya because she did fucked up things. I mean,
Dude,
she's the queen who burned them all. You don't want that again. Not for your mother.
She burned Harrenhal.
Yes, she burned her home. And she
this
raised some
guy
badass guys.
is absolutely cuckoo. I mean,
Simon is his name, I think.
no, this Damon. Damon is
Damon, yeah,
absolutely
well,
cuckoo.
he's
He
going a
was
little bit
he,
too crazy for me.
he was eating, and in his mind, he was living a completely different situation and a completely weird one, if you ask me. You know,
But is he being poisoned? Is he being hypnotized? Is he being manipulated? Because
That's what
all
it
those
looks like.
dreams,
Yeah.
all those dreams didn't start until he got to Harrenhal and started dealing with the hag, started dealing with that Rivers.
Alice,
So
yeah, and Alice tells him after he has that vision, and he's fucking this blonde woman, and we haven't seen her before. I'm like,
mm,
oh, please don't let this be. And then she talks about him and Viserys, and it's clear that she's his mother. And we all know that his mother died like shortly after he was born. He was like 3 years old, and
he
then
never
he wakes up, and Alice says to him, "Isn't it a shame that you never really got to know your mother?" So this is her making him meet his mom in the most intimate way, and it's so fucked up. It's like he wants all these women and he wants power, and he fails at everything. And I
and
don't like
that's
seeing
what
him
he's
like
dealing
that.
with is his failures.
Yeah, but he's failing a bit too much. He's supposed to be the rogue prince, and he's like a shadow of himself now.
And that'll change.
And I mean, in this scene, he's basically castrated because he says, "Yeah, you're the king consort." It's like, oh, that last bit is unneeded. He's not the king; she's the queen, and he's her husband. But he wants to be the king and her to be his wife. He says that he wants to claim the Iron Throne, and she's welcome to join him. I'm like, oh my god, this cannot end well. And Aemond is a little bit too quick in pointing out, yeah, well, we need someone to step up now that my brother's like out of order.
Oh,
He's the
yeah,
one who did
he's
this to
ready.
him. He's the one who did this to him. He waited. I mean, he's annoyed when he shows up. You can tell he's hiding on Vhagar in the forest. And then Aegon shows up and confronts Rhaenys, and he's like, oh man, fuck it. What is he doing here? For a short moment. But then he waits. And at the very last moment goes after Meleys and Rhaenys, and not giving a shit that his brother is in the way.
Nope.
In that moment, Aegon is collateral damage to him. And he's not even sorry or he's so unfazed when he sees his brother on the forest floor.
What's
all
his?
burned and-
It's his opportunity to step in and
Yes,
be the
but-
one in charge.
Was Aegon that cruel to him when they were children that he's not even moved, but in the slightest, but seeing his brother basically burnt to a crisp?
Aemon
Has
has
he no
turned out to
soul?
be like more of a sociopath than his brother. Whereas Aegon's kind of dumb. He's not the smartest tack in the tool shed. Aemond is more of a sociopath and wants power and wants to be in charge. He's like, I'm the smart one. I'm the one that's tactically inclined. I've got the bigger dragon. I should be the one in charge.
Remember when they have the fist fight in front of the Sept in the first season, when he says, I'm the one reading all these books and studying history and studying everything. I deserve to be the king, not you. You just fuck up all the time. And
Yep.
that's the problem both of them have compared to the fourth kid that has been sent off to Old Town.
Yep. And
Both of them,
that's one of the things that
they
when
got away with
Allison,
everything. And that's why they are so fucked up, because they never had to stand for their mistakes. And that's the big
that's
mistake Allison
Allison.
made.
That's
Yeah.
Allison's fault. And that's what she realizes when she's talking to her brother in this last episode is I've got one son that he's kind and he's courageous and he plays the lute and he's nice. He's a good person. He's a good human being. And that's when it
Darren,
starts rolling
yes.
through her head. Is it this place that's done this to my boys or is it me? Well, guess what, Allison? It's you.
It's
You
both, I would
pushed it.
say. It's both, because they grew up being royalty, so everybody would forgive them or tend to forgive them. But it was, in the end, it was her smoothing things over and then covering up. And I mean, giving that girl the moon tea and sneaking her out and having her fired quietly. Nobody ever needs to own their mistakes there. Both of them.
And
that's
one of the reasons why Eamon turned out the way he did is with the eye thing, what happened to his eye, she wanted blood and she wanted it right there and she didn't get what she wanted and she threw a little hissy fit about it. What do you think Eamon feels about that? That is why we've got one son dead and he will go after Jace if he has the opportunity because he feels like his problems are directly their fault and they should pay for it.
He did not want to kill Luke. He did not want to kill Luke. That was Vhagar getting out of control because Vhagar kicked into war mood.
But
she was not having shit from that little shithead dragon going after her. She was
that
like,
was
yeah,
also
no.
Eamon losing control. He's supposed to be in control of Vhagar. Vhagar's supposed to do what he wants. When Eamon lost control and his anger, that directly led to Vhagar going, okay, boss feels like he's angry, wants this shit punished, and he did it. He just killed him.
But the moment Aemon realized that Vhagar is being serious now, and she's going to kill both of them, the dragon and the boy, he's terrified, and he's trying to stop her.
Yep. But his anger led to that.
He does not want this.
They're all connected, and that's one of the things that, like, I don't know why the dragon priests haven't imparted that knowledge that when the writer is like angry as hell, guess what? The dragon can feel that, and the dragon loves its rider. So the dragon's going to protect its rider with everything it's got. And that's exactly what Vhagar did. Vhagar went for the throat, and even with Aemon going, no, 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 dude, you were that pissed that he did it. Whether he wants to admit it or not, he did it. You can't blame it on the dragon when your anger pushed that dragon into doing something you might have not wanted it to do.
Once the rider bonds with the dragon and vice versa, there's this connection between them. You see it with Vhagar when Lena is in labor. Vhagar is suffering too. And when Lena tells her to kill me, Vhagar hesitates because she's a mother too. But then she realizes there's no way she's surviving childbirth, so it's the merciful thing to do. And she does not enjoy that. It hurts Vhagar to the core to kill Lena, but she knows she has to do it. And maybe this is why she takes on Aemon as her new rider, because she feels his desperation and the void inside him because he has nothing. And she's like, okay, we both lost everything, so why not? Let's try. Because it's a weird bond between the two of them. He should have been killed, being so cocky and just walking up there and claiming her.
Well, we see that. We see what happens when someone gets cocky in this last episode when the knight walks up to Sea Smoke and he's like, okay, good girl. And then he looks over his shoulder and he's like, I did it. Oh, you ain't done shit yet. And it goes into more of it in the book because of what he does. That is the reason why Sea Smoke lights his ass up and is like, nope, because you haven't done shit yet. You haven't gotten on that dragon. You haven't rode it. You just claimed me and you haven't even sat on my back yet. Nope, you are unworthy.
Well, we'll get to that when we do the next episode in about 20 minutes or so. Because this is important because Jace finally gets to do something, even though he does it, of course, against Rhaenyra's wishes. But after talking to his fiancée, Baela, because he wants to do something. He wants to go to Harrenhal and see how Damon is doing and kind of help him and shit like that. He ends up going to the twins to talk to the Fries and get them on their side. And he does by promising them Harrenhal. They know it's damaged and everything, but they want it for whatever weird reason. I don't think we even know their names. But he is actually doing more here than Damon is in Harrenhal. Because this is important. The twins is a very important bridge to connect them. And securing that is way more than Damon has done so far. And Rhaenyra even is proud. I mean, she scolds him for, yeah, you did that against my wishes, but yeah, well done, kinda.
And this is what's going to get the Starks across the river and into the war.
Yeah.
Is this bridge.
And I mean, at the same time, Damon is trying to get the Brackens, and of course they don't want to, because to them, Rhaenyra is a false queen. They stand firmly behind Aegon. And he says, yeah, either you join us or you burn. And the Bracken guy, I forgot his name, he says, yeah, well, we rather burn. And you'd think, I mean, he's up on his dragon. You think he might set fire to them? No, he lets them walk. Next scene, you see him sit on a stone, and the Blackwood guy says, yeah, well, maybe you should have followed through with your threat. And then Damon tells him to commit war crimes, basically. Go give them your worst, but don't make it look like it's connected to the crown. I mean, come on. That's
Don't
Rogue
fly
Prince.
our banners.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He flies their banners.
Yes, of course. And it's going to bite Damon's ass. He's such a loser in this, and I don't like it. I want to like Damon, even though the shitty things he does, like marrying his niece and stuff, but
well, he's very conflicted and he's sick. You notice he didn't get like this until he got to Harrenhal. It is Harrenhal. It is Harrenhal, and it's the Hag, and all of this is affecting him, and he's got to get through this. You know, this isn't the normal Damon that you're dealing with. This is the effect of this place and this creature, whatever it is, on his psyche.
Yeah, she was just talking about things happening on Brackenland. How does she know that fast? They just started to burn their shit down and then capture their kids or whatever they do. How does she know that? She knows everything all the time.
She knows everything all the time.
Before anyone else knows it. It's creepy. She really is an owl flying around and just watching. That's the only explanation I have, other than witchcraft. It's probably both. Is that where his hands are bloody, but for real this time? Because he has calluses from because he's actually helping to rebuild Harrenhal. And yes. I think that's a good thing. And he says, yeah, I cannot have people say I'm just sitting around here and eating their food. I need to be hands-on. And that's a good thing. But other than that, I think his biggest success so far was to get Rhaenyra to marry him. And convincing a little princess and impressing a little princess. She was a girl, a teenager when he did that. That's easy. But getting grown men on his side to fight in a war, he is doing poorly at that so far. It's hard to watch.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Boosh.
It's a Boosh. The Boosh.
Yes, you see Loki, because I needed
Boosh.
a co-host.
Dude, we needed to bring on Loki to try and get Bush in the audience.
Yeah, apparently. Boosh.
I'm
cannot
hanging
be
out with
host and
Anima.
co-host at the same time. I can't be host and co-host. I need somebody with me here.
I'm hanging out with Anima, and I'm hanging out with Martin, and Keith is
on the road.
On the road, and
he's on the road to meet his grandchildren. He's
Jagiri's out sick, so Anima was like, "Hey Loki, do you want to come on and talk House of the Dragon?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll come on and talk House."
Loki is my favorite guest on House of the Dragon shows because he and we are the true geeks about this show.
Yes, and I get to just watch. I have my popcorns every time you two start going on with the show. You two are my show.
Well, one is glad to be of service.
Hey, that's mine.
Happy you're entertained.
What Corliss is going through, he's like, you know what? She can't use me, and she can't have me, and I'm gonna go. I want to do my own thing, and
he doesn't have anything though.
He doesn't have anything.
He doesn't have an heir. He didn't have one since Luke died, and Luke wasn't the right one. He was just put in place because they needed someone.
He does, but he just hasn't. He hasn't let anybody know, and he
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
think they
well,
know, even though they know.
they
They know who
do.
their daddy is. He hasn't let anybody know, and he hasn't acted like he knows.
Yeah. And here he tries to convince Bela to be his heir in Driftmark. And she says, I cannot be that. I'm Targaryen. I'm blood and fire. You need somebody who is salt and sea for this. And she's right. You cannot be the sea snake or the sea snake's heir without being a person living for the sea and sailing and shit like that. And apparently there's nobody officially to fill that hole. And you see the castle, it's all deserted, it's in disrepair, has been for a while. And he has no hope really. So that's why he takes on being Rhaenyra's new hand, because that's all he has for now. At least that's something where he can be useful. Otherwise, he would probably just fall into depression after losing his wife too now. And we've seen them together, such a loving relationship. One of the few actually functioning and not inappropriate marriages here. And now he
And
lost
that's
her.
over.
Yeah. It's sad. I was sad when she died, but I heard an interview with the actress, I forgot her name, and she says, yeah, it's sad to go, but if you go like that. You go out with a bang. And I agree.
Like a
What a
badass. Yep.
death. Yeah. She is badass. But the moment she straps herself to Melee's saddle, you know, okay, those two, they are kamikaze now. Anything to weaken Vhagar, and they know they're gone. Melee's as well as Rhaenys.
And it was a rookie mistake. She made a rookie mistake. She had Vhagar on the ropes. She really did. Her and Meleese almost did it. She never imagined that he would hide behind the castle.
Yeah.
Rook's Rest. She never imagined that. So she's flying, she's looking around, and she made a rookie mistake.
She's confronting Aegon on what's his dragon's name?
Sunfire.
Sunfire, right. So she's kind of busy with him, although he's no match at all. And I got so excited when you see movement in the trees, then you see the part of a wing with holes in it, and I'm like, oh shit, that's Vhagar. Things are going to get bad. You can ask Gary. I got so excited. And then she wants to rise, and Aemon is like, not yet, not yet. And he waits, and then at the very last moment, he joins the fight and finishes off Meleese, and his brother is in the way, and who cares? That was, oh man. And I like to point out changes to the intro. No changes made to the intro of this episode, which is kind of weird because a lot was going on in the last one. But
Yep.
I suspect that they are going to do it for episode 6, and I was right. Because there's an addition. I like spotting shit like that. Like the red line across the boy's neck.
Yep.
I didn't spot that at first when I was watching with Gary. And then some days after that, on my way home, I was just like, I want to listen to that. So I opened YouTube and I see the one for the current episode, and I watch it, and then I see the red line across the boy's neck, and I'm like, oh, that's new. I just wanted to listen to the music, and then I spot that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pay attention, because in House of the Game of Thrones, they did it all the time, alter the intro. So you were kind of educated to closely watch it and not just let it play and enjoy the music, because something could have been changed and there was a lot going on. Not with this one, but they do alter things.
Yep, they do.
Oh, he had just been woken up in the middle of the night because the Bracken people are pissed.
Flew the banners like he told them not
Flew the
to.
banners. I mean, they would have been pissed anyway, but with the banners, they know who to blame. And yeah, that's not how you get people on your side. Not really. And there has been centuries of fighting going on between the Brackens and the Blackwoods. So making them join sides, this is not how you do it. Bad idea.
Well, I owe our
Yes.
friend Bush a video. So
I don't like the idea of it going out the back door.
You kind of did sneak in, Loki. But I'm
Yeah,
glad
but you left the door open.
Yeah, deliberately. I knew you were coming, so I didn't want you to be locked out. Having to bang on the doors like the people in King's Landing are banging on the doors to get out of town. I didn't want that for you. No. That's bad behavior. We don't encourage that.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, we are in the Vale now, and Lady Jane is pissed because she agreed to give Reyna and the kids and their baby dragons and some dragon eggs shelter, but she wanted grown dragons for protection because the Vale is very secure up on that mountain. I mean, remember from Game of Thrones, they have this hole in the ground where she likes to throw in her enemies to finish with them and dispose of the bodies at the same time. Pretty clever, if you ask me. So the only way they are vulnerable is through the air. And that's why she wants a dragon or dragons. And Reyna tells her, well, yeah, you got them. They're just young, but they're going to grow. But she's not happy with that. So, and Reyna doesn't like it there. So she's sending them on. They have to go. And about dragons in the Vale, we're about to discover something interesting in the next episode. I'm trying to remember the baby dragons' names because I did look them up. So the kids are Joffrey and I think Aemon. The other young guy named Aemon too.
That was Joffrey. It might be.
Joffrey and Aemon, I think. And one of the dragons is Stormcloud, and I think the other is Thyrexis. Man, I need to draw something with the dragons and the riders. I had that for season 1. I lost it when I moved back to Vienna. I got like half of my notes from season 1, but that piece of paper is missing. Oh, Jeebus is here. And of course, he just got done watching Deadpool and Wolverine too.
Hope you liked it, Monkey Jeebus.
Let us know what you think.
But without spoilers.
Yes, no spoilers, please. Uh-oh, Zax is here. Now he's going to trash this show.
What's up, Zax?
We have to. You know we have to.
Hey,
Yeah,
fuck you, Kyle.
Skull brother.
Zax and I are not exactly on the same page when it comes to this show. Because, like I said, he has his show on Wednesdays with the book nerds, and they have massive problems with the show as it goes on.
Well, they've changed some stuff and they've combined some characters and they've altered some things from the books.
You have another satisfied customer. Monkey liked the movie.
I mean,
It's
the
a good
trailer
movie.
was so good. I would have been very surprised if they fucked it up. And it's Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
You have no idea what is coming in that movie. Anyway, you have no idea.
Seeing the two of them together in whatever, I'm sold. Like last night, I'm in bed and I'm trying to get sleepy, so I hit YouTube and I come across an episode of The Hot Ones. You know, Sean Evans with the hot sauces and the spicy wings. And he has Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman on next to each other, sitting next to each other, eating hot wings. And it is so funny. Go find that on YouTube and watch it, guys. The friendship between those two, the fun they have, it's hilarious.
Chat is moving.
Chat is fast. But we have 35 people watching. Nice crowd. I suppose a lot of them over on Twitter. It's true, Zach. They're not making it easy.
They have changed something. We were just talking about Massaria. I don't like the actress they have playing Massaria.
Yeah, no.
Well, she's a weird character.
But are these changes to the book gratuitous?
Are they what?
Oh my. Forget it, I ask. I there's no way I can pronounce that.
You need to speak English, Martin.
Yes.
Martin!
I tried and failed.
But not amongst us anymore, you know, because Loki, at the beginning of the show, I suddenly realized this is the very first show in Pop Culture Minefield without any US people on the panel. I don't think Gary realized that.
No,
Well,
it's
you
not
got
the
someone
first.
else.
It's not the first. Remember, there's always that day of streaming.
No, that doesn't count because John was there and we had other people pop in. At no point was it just the two
Oh.
of us. We always had somebody there. If it was for like 5 minutes, but you keep reminding me of that stream. I want to forget it.
No,
It was keeping a corpse alive for hours.
I agree with you. She's a plank of wood.
She's just
Ouch.
a boring actor, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
she's a boring
her character
actress.
is weird.
There's no fire. There's no. It's just the same. She's the same wherever she goes. And that seems to be a trend. That's a big trend right now.
I mean, when Damon had her with him and claimed she was pregnant with his child, I was kind of, okay, where's this going? This could be interesting. But then it just went nowhere, that story.
Yep.
Then she disappears and then she turns up conveniently again when some side character is needed. It's, I don't know. Not that excited about her.
Oh, it's an HBO sign.
And that's it for episode 1.
Episode 5.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, the first of the day.
Well, and what they are foreshadowing is that Rhaenyra says, yeah, we have dragons if only we had riders. And this is called the sowing of the seeds, and that means going after Targaryen bastards to make them dragon riders. And
Yep.
this is what you already hinted, Loki, with Sir Stefan Crispy Steak.
Crispy steak. Yeah, Krispy Kreme. Sir Krispy Kreme.
I mean, when he walks up to the dragon, I'm like, yeah, that dude is fried. And then she lies down, and well, we can talk about that when it comes to that.
He did all right until he was like, I did it. Man, bitch, you ain't done shit yet. You weren't on the dragon. You haven't rode the dragon. You just assumed. And that's why Sea Smoke's like, no, you ain't done shit.
He was commanded by his queen. He was in no place to say, no, I'd rather not, because I don't think I'm the material. He didn't have a choice. He knew, if I'm lucky, I get away with this, but I'll probably end up not so well.
He did not show the proper respect to the dragon. Oh, I do? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut.
By the way, Loki, what did you think when they have Aegon in his bed and they're prying away the Valyrian steel armor and half of his skin goes with it?
Ouch.
Right?
Ouch.
But I mean, that armor saved his life because nobody knows how to forge Valyrian steel anymore. What they can do is alter the shape, because obviously he doesn't have the build of Aegon the Conqueror, but it's his uniform, so they altered it to fit him. And it protected him. It saved his life against Dragonfire, but it's not the ultimate protection against Dragonfire because he's still badly burned underneath that. So the Valyrian steel armor is why he's still alive, but probably not his best luck.
Someone asked me, they were like, okay, why are some people immune to fire and some people aren't? It's not that they're immune to fire. That's not the way it works. It's not like in Game of Thrones, Daenerys, if she walked into Dragonfire, she'd be fine. No, they can melt. Look what happened to her brother when they poured the gold on him and all that. They can die. They can die from fire. They can die from burns. It's just like your normal little whatever isn't gonna hurt them. It didn't hurt her.
No, she is special. Daenerys is special in being so resistant to fire.
But she can still die from fire. It's like when they did the Doom of Valyria. Even the dragons got melted in the Doom of Valyria.
I mean, have we seen Daenerys being confronted by Dragonfire? I don't think we have, because they are her dragons. So I think the only thing that could hurt her might be Dragonfire. But normal fire. Oh, look who's here.
Oh no.
Snuck in through the back door. I promised you guys, he might make it. And
Can't hear you.
Yep, we can hear you, boss.
You need to bring your mic with you.
Is it working now?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
It is.
Welcome to Boomercast.
So, Yeah, it's air conditioning. It's starting to cool off in here already.
Nice.
I was asleep and it was the power coming on that woke me up because I've got a fan next to me and it just all of a sudden, you know,
So,
hey,
so
we have
the
power.
power make you woke.
Oh, Martin.
Just stop.
Martin.
Hey, Loki.
What's up, Jagiri?
He came to my rescue about 15 minutes in.
Excellent. Excellent. I see Zax is watching us right now.
What a nice
Whoa, it's
crowd.
Gary Hyde. He says, whoa, it's Gary Hyde. That'd be really funny, like if I came on and like y'all just like disappeared from your cameras. Is this show going on? So what's
Oh,
going
you
on?
made
I don't
Loki
want to
disappear.
interrupt. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Well, we just
No.
finished talking about episode 5. Martin went to make popcorn the moment Loki joined because he's enjoying us because we are his show apparently.
Dude,
And yeah, we're just geeking out talking about House of the Dragon. And speculating about Alice Rivers. Because
Yes.
she's
Yeah, I don't know
interesting.
the books at all, and I, like what was Zach saying, I have no idea. I'm going into the story blind, and I like that because I don't like George R.R. Martin. I think he's a twat. But I'm enjoying the show for the most part until this season. I enjoyed season 1, and then season 2, I'm not enjoying as much. It's starting to there's cracks in its veneer for me.
It's dragging.
I'm turned off to it. Yeah, it's turned me off. And so I'm only doing these shows now because Anima's still enjoying it, and I'm like, okay, then we'll do these shows.
Well, we have
Otherwise,
2
I
more
wouldn't even be doing
episodes,
these
2 more
shows.
weeks, and then we're done.
And I don't think I'm going to give 2 shits about season 3. I got to be honest because I'm so disappointed with season 2.
Well, listen, if they make us wait 2 more years, I'm done with that. Because wait 2 years and then get this, I'm like, come on. You could have done this in 1 year. Why the long wait? I get it. Not every episode can be action and Dragon War and stuff like that, but these dialogue episodes, they tend to drag a little bit.
Yes, they do.
Well, it feels like it. I mean, it just feels like they're taking a 10-minute scene and making it 30 to 40 minutes.
It's what it feels like.
It's something that could have just
Especially-
gone through in 10 minutes. And it's like,
especially
why
when
is this
it's
dragging out?
Rhaenyra whining about how she was never
Now, I said
trained
dragging,
in arms.
but if I
she's-
change the enunciation to dragging out, why are they dragging it out?
Well, you got to think.
I am the one who has to stop, right?
Yeah.
In that first season, they were told they would have 2 seasons to tell this story.
Yeah.
And then it got bumped up. Now it's bumped up to 4 seasons. So I can
4.
imagine.
Oh,
after
so
that
now I'm
first
starting to get a
season,
feeling of what's going on is they're stretching it out.
They have
They
to stretch
did.
it, yeah.
They pulled
Oh,
a
man.
Hobbit because this is one book. And instead of just dealing with that one book and doing the story, they've now extended it out 2 more seasons and they want it to run longer.
No, that was not a good idea. They probably get shut
Yeah,
down after
that's a mistake.
season 3 when it goes on like that. They're
Because
going
even
to
though I
lose
don't know the
viewers.
books, yeah, they are. It just feels it feels dragged out, and I'm not enjoying that. I get bored with it. It's like, and I'm easily entertained. And when I start getting bored, there's something wrong.
One thing that I'm getting bored about is both Alicent and Rhaenyra whining about how their hands are tied because they're women and la la la. And the men are like, yeah, well, it's wartime and people want a man in charge. Nobody has combat experience. They've been at peace ever since, what's his name? Jaehaerys was
Viserys.
in power?
Yeah.
No, the one before him. Jaehaerys. He brought peace and Viserys granted it and kept it. So nobody has combat experience except for Daemon and Corlys, and those were minor battles that they fought. And now the men in both Rhaenyra's and Alicent's council are like, yeah, no, we are in charge now. They know, yeah, maybe they were trained in sword fight, but what do they know about warfare more than the women?
Yeah, well,
it's just
it's like I
annoying
know about
and-
combat because I went to the war college. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. I mean, Rhaenyra even tells that
mean-
to this one guy's face. And your combat experience is what exactly? Oh, no, that's right, because my dad gave you peace.
We know what
It just- it
happens
needs
to
no
those.
And by the way, the War
lieutenants.
College is a real thing. I that's not just a joke. There is an actual war college. It's where they basically act out wars that have already happened or potential ones. They act them out and see who would be the survivors of these battles, and that's what they do. It's tactical warfare on paper. But anyway, what's Bush say here? He's shitting on me. You look like Harry Potter started huffing paint and forgot how to shave after Hermione dumped him.
Well, you are
Now it'd
fucking
be
Gary.
worse than being dumped. It would be like Hermione. He found out Hermione is banging, the little redhead kid.
You're a wizard,
is bad.
Jerry.
Are you trying to grow a beard like Loki's? Or what's going on? with
No,
your
I'm
face?
just not shaving.
Yeah, I know this.
I get tired of shaving, and it's so gray. It's hard to tell that there's a lot of hair going on up
And you're
here.
not dyeing it anymore. I like it when you trim it and then you dye it. It looks really neat.
Yeah, it's sort of like Martin.
Martin.
When I trim him and dye him.
I think Martin went to
fuck?
make more popcorn and wait for the next episode.
So have you? How
still
far
here.
into the 5th episode are you?
We're done.
We just ended.
Oh, you're done. Oh, then
No,
show's over.
well, we're at 1
No.
hour. No. Oh, he's just fucking with me. Because he
No,
kept
I have no
forgetting
idea. I've not been here. I've not listened to the show.
No,
I just
he
joined.
kept fucking with me over the past couple of days, pretending he forgot that I want to do both episodes to get caught up. And he just likes torturing me like that. But
How unfortunate. Fuck you, Shinatsky.
yeah, fuck you, Shinsky. Give him his
I don't
blessing,
believe you,
okay?
Shinotsky. I don't believe you. If Gary dies, you would cry for him even more than Anima.
No, that's not possible.
Now, actually, the way Monkey spells the last name there, that's the New York side
It's
of the
Kissel.
family. They
Yeah.
have one L, and it's pronounced Kissel. And my side of the family has two L's, and so it's a soft E, so it becomes Kissel. And
Because
supposedly we're from
Jagiri,
what's that?
oh, I was gonna say because Jagiri did the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs.
Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. Which, of course, you know that a parsec isn't a measurement of time, and so
No,
therefore
no.
it's like
Space.
you can only
But-
do it. It's a
But
distance in
here's the thing:
space.
he was talking about that because there is something called the maw, and it's a whole bunch of black
Oh, I know the
holes.
EU's
He's talking
explanation.
about like, yeah,
He
how
shortened the
close he
distance
got
to a wormhole.
Yeah,
Shortened it by a wormhole, and so therefore they fixed George Lucas's fuck up.
boo boo. Yep, the boo boo.
And I think George Lucas also was at one point said a parsec in their universe is different than our parsec.
I'm
But
sure it
The
is.
fact is, even George Lucas has proven that it's not a galaxy far, far away. It's actually our future, just like Dune is.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, we lost
Oh.
Loki.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well,
I
let
need you
us
So-
hope.
back.
Let us hope
I like the
everything's
fact that
okay.
my name is Gary R. or Gary Richard Cassell. My full name is Gary Richard Patrick Cassell. So it would be RP, like rest in peace.
That's right, guys. He was born a dick.
That's right, Richard. My nickname
No,
in high
no,
school for a short period
he
of
wa-
time.
you wasn't born a dick. You were assigned a dick. at
Well,
birth.
yeah, you come on. You're named right after you come out, usually. And his parents looked at
Yeah, I
him and
was.
said, like, yeah, he's a dick.
My dad already knew what he wanted to name me, but there was a short, brief period in time after I won the Fredericksburg Gong Show for doing impressions. I did Richard Nixon, and Richard Nixon's nickname was Tricky Dick. And because I won the Gong Show doing a Richard Nixon impression and a joke, I got called Tricky Dick for a while, and it was really annoying. And then they one of my black friends misheard what they were saying because they started calling me Tricky Dick, Tricky, Trick, and then he heard Trip because I looked like Jack Tripper with my haircut and everything as a kid, and he started calling me Trip, and then they started calling me Trip, and then finally all of those went away by the time I was in 10th grade. Like, God, I went through some weird nicknames.
Okay, guys, I
Worst
just heard
one
from
was Star
Loki.
Wars.
Loki just lost power because they're still working on the house and shit from after the hurricane. But he hopes he's getting it back soon so he can rejoin
Well,
us.
there it is. So it's basically you get me back and you lose Loki.
I just told him, yeah, what the fuck? Gary gets it back, you lose it. What's going on here?
No.
Yeah,
How the fuck is Star Wars a long, long time ago in a galaxy far? Yeah, I know. Just because in the book there's even a reference to whales and pilot fish. Because I don't know if anybody ever read the Star Wars book, the original novel.
I have, and I don't remember the one with the whales.
There's a reference to whales and a pilot fish in there. And I remember reading that. I was like 13. I read that and I was like, why are they mentioning that? I thought George Lucas wrote it and found out later that it was ghost written by um, Alan Dean Foster, who wrote Splinter in the Mind's Eye and also wrote the novelizations for Alien. All the Aliens, he wrote the novelization with that. He was like writing novelizations all the time for films, Alan Dean Foster. So, are you doing episode 6? What's going to happen now?
yeah, let's get it started.
Yes.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
I don't know
Here
what's going on. You guys are leading
Here
this.
Here we go. That's episode 6 for you.
Yes,
The
and we
Sixerin.
and we get what I expected in episode 5. They added a new thing to the intro. And we both spotted
That's
it
new.
when we watched it. Well, the exciting new
Andrew.
thing.
Penny.
The exciting new thing is when you see Egon stand there with his sword raised and 3 dragons around him.
Well, that's new too.
No, that's not. That's not new.
The 2 dragons fighting?
No, that's not new. I'll pause it when we get to the new thing.
Yeah, unless you're helping Shinowski, you can shut the fuck up.
Oh, he's always like that.
You two get a
Pretending
room,
he's
please.
at work. Pretending he's at work and just shitting on us in chat without actually being there. Yeah, this is the red line across the boy's neck. What? We don't get it? Okay, hold on. Let me find this. You guys
Look,
talk.
they
I'm looking it up.
they were carrying Taylor. Hello. My arm is bigger than yours. Yeah, come on. Don't leave me here. Don't leave me here. Talk, guys. You're the one who
Anima?
wants to
I'm
show.
looking up that new. I need to show that new scene in the intro, and it skipped it in the slideshow. I just want to pull up that image. Okay.
Somebody see?
I'm trying to.
They have Taylor in that cage.
Ah, yeah, Planet of the Apes.
God damn it. Dead air.
his host. But yeah, because the experts are doing shit.
I'm not doing shit. I'm trying to. All right, I got it.
Good.
I got it. Let me
I'm gonna
just share
pause this.
pause that. Yeah. Yes. And I'm going to pull this up real quick. So this is the new scene in the intro. And in the middle, you see Egan.
I'm gonna mute it so we don't get claimed.
No, I'm not. I'm not playing it. Don't worry.
Oh,
I'm not going to play. I just want to show this image. So this is Egan with his sword raised up. Up here is Vhagar. That's Sunfire, of course, the golden one is, and Melis. And that's capturing the fight that's been going on at the end of season 4. And the weird thing is it pictures him victorious. But he's not.
Gary, do you still have this clip? The one that Bush is
Uh,
referencing.
No, it's
Winner,
gone.
winner,
Oh,
winner.
it's from. Yeah, no, I didn't. I took it down. We got claimed for it,
Oh my god.
so
He
I
was
took it down.
he was
Wiener,
singing it
wiener,
all the
wiener,
time
wiener.
during us
Yeah, I was
watching
singing it during
episode
the opening
6.
theme.
I did not heed. Yeah,
Floppy wieners, floppy wieners.
I'll never forget that. I'll never be able to forget that.
Freaking love that. I don't know. I think I would be better about Targaryen as Targaryen comes. I wouldn't be thinking in thrones or everything. I just would be. I have a fucking dragon. I'm gonna spend the whole day with my fucking dragon, flying and burning shit.
That's it. That's all I want to do.
Okay, so this
Go
council meeting
starting
is about
fires and
how
putting him out with fire.
the small folk are getting restless, and Sir Dickhead here, of course, wants to move on to get Harrenhal. That's also what he wants. Aemond. And oh, I forgot to mention in the last episode, Alicent wants to know of Sir Kristen. What happened? What happened in that fight? And he turns into Sir PTSD, claiming, I don't know anything. I haven't seen anything. I don't know. He just doesn't want to talk about it. And it's weird. Like, girl have balls. You'd a hand. But he just wants to be left out of everything.
Okay, Bush. I'm going. Oh, thank you, man. But yes, we cannot play it here.
No.
Bush sent me the link
No,
for
we're going to get
the
claimed.
chorus, but we would be claimed. Thank you very much, Bush. I will download it later.
Now we have it again. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, now I'm gonna put that as an alarm and wait for my wife looks in her face when that goes off.
Bush, it would get claimed because it was on a Simpsons episode. We're not allowed to use that.
We're not allowed to use anything, man. This is
Yeah,
getting
that's
extremely
weird.
ridiculous.
Okay, he's challenging you. How would it get claimed?
Don't fuck around, guys. Please don't. Oh, by the way, that's
I don't know what
one
he's
soft
talking about.
moment. When
Oh.
Alicent and Aemond are talking here, he looks at her and you see he has a soul. You still see the kid in him, and then he turns all hard again because he is the king in command right now, and he has daring plans because he wants a treaty with the Triarchy to march against Corlys and finally break that blockade because Corlys is cutting off supplies, and this is why the small folks are starving. They can't get supplies for the city, and everything they have there from the farmers around King's Landing needs to go to the dragons, especially Vhagar, to feed them. But
Hey, Cam.
as we recall, Viserys didn't trust the Triarchy. Alicent doesn't want to go there. And she's been denied as a regent and is pouting all the time. And then they go and suggest that she marries the Greystone to form that alliance. And that's kind of fucked up because as a girl, she was groomed to marry Viserys for political reasons, and now they're trying to do it again. I'm like, that poor woman. That must break her. And this is what Loki was going on about. They are trying to find Targaryen bastards, and apparently so Stefan is the most suitable one. And she tells him, you've been selected to go and bond with a dragon. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And she said, this is dangerous. This can cost your life, but he's in no position to deny that. She's his queen, asking that of him. So he has to go along with it, even though he's terrified. And he's kind of cocky and feels honored to be chosen. So he's going with it.
Well, you have to see it from the point of view of risk reward. Okay, you could die, but if you survive, you have a dragon.
He just named the 3 dragons that they have, and one of them is Sea Smoke, and he's probably, I think it's a he, probably the most lonely and most eager to bond. So this is the one they're going for. And I had a bad feeling from the beginning. Even in beginning in that scene, I was like, this is not going well.
Of course, you are. As the audience, you have to know that it's not going to work, because never have something like that been referred to as and this
No, it has
random
been.
guy.
No, the
could
sowing
fly
of
a dragon.
seeds has been done before. You just need some Targaryen blood or Valyrian, if it comes to that. So they've at least tried it before or thought about it. But the thing is, she just points out how he's related to them, and you're like, oh, that's stretching it really far. He's
Right.
like related 6 times over or something. There's like maybe one.
What
drop
you're
of
saying is I have a
Targaryen blood.
pinky nail of relationship to you.
Something like that, yeah. And more of
My
Daemon going
God,
crazy.
Chinatsky.
What did he say?
Oh, he's on fire tonight.
House Weinstein.
So Daemon has one of his dreams again, and this time, and I was so happy to see him again, he sees his brother. I was excited to see Paddy back because I'm still annoyed he didn't win an award for his performance as Viserys. He should have. And actually, he has 2 dreams about him. This is the first one, where he's blaming Daemon. You're just running all the time. What have you ever done? Like, my wife died. Remember, she died in childbirth because they had to cut the baby out of her, and the baby only lived for a day. And what did Daemon do? He ran away and went to a whorehouse and drank and banged some. Oh my God. Change your avatar, okay? Thank you.
You log into my fucking account.
Dude,
So
I have to. Go
ADD,
get me a seat.
continue your point.
Go get me a seat, then I don't have to. I need to have the powers as a co-host. So Daemon is always running, and in this nightmare or vision or whatever, he's just, Viserys is blaming him for always running away and doing his thing, and when were you ever there for me? And later he has another dream where Viserys is by Emma's side, and the baby's there too, all wrapped up, and he's crying and breaking down, and Daemon is holding him in his arms and consoling him, trying to console him. And that never happened. We know that. Both of these scenes never happened. Because in the first one, Viserys takes his crown and throws it to the ground. And there's only been one time that this crown has fallen to the ground, and that is when Viserys barely makes it to the throne. And we talked about it when we did season 1. It was an accident, and Matt Smith went with it and picked it up and placed it on his brother's head. And they kept it in because they found it so perfect for this scene. He would never throw the crown to the ground, ever. And this is when he wakes up from that dream, and Sir Simon is there, and he's so paranoid. He even accuses him of still being Team Hightower and having connections to Larys and everything, which they clearly don't. Because Larys has cut them all off. He has all the money. He doesn't want anything to do with them. because the castle is broken. It's a damn place. He's not interested. He likes to play the power game in King's Landing, and knowing he has all the powers over the broken castle Harrenhal because he owns all the money. So yeah, Damon is just losing it.
Yunatsuki says they have a problem with the lack of recent inbreeding.
Yeah, we haven't had any births as of late. And here's, as Loki calls her, the hag again, Alice, who always knows everything. You found that weird too, Gary. She knows stuff that nobody else can know yet because it just happened. And then she knows things about his past because she accuses him too. All you ever do is run away and tells him stuff from his past where you just think, like, how can she know that? She's a bastard from the Riverlands. Where does she get her info from?
I hear tell that she read the book and knows where everything goes. That
Yeah,
was a
you
joke.
think? Yeah, no. No, what I heard is that she's actually a couple hundred years old and either is a barn owl forced to live in human form or a witch that can transform into a barn owl, which would explain how she can cover distances so fast and how she can always be there and watch without being seen.
Or maybe she doesn't exist. Maybe she's just in her head, in his head.
In his head. Yeah,
A
but
fictional character. Yeah.
But Simon does look at her when he enters the room to talk to Damon, and you don't know, does he see her and it's just like, what are you doing here? Or is he following Damon's gaze? Like, dude, what are you looking at? You don't know.
There you go. Zach says in the book, anyone who thought they had Targaryen blood were allowed to try to claim a dragon. Adam took his chances and volunteered for the test.
Well, Adam is the one that Vhagar ends up going after at the end of the season, at the episode, and it's funny as fuck. That's the Corlys has two bastard sons. One that's shaving his head because he's growing white hair and doesn't want to be spotted, and the other one has the black dreadlocks. That's Adam, the one that Seasmoke goes after because maybe at first he's like dinner, and then he's like sniff sniff. Oh, that's something familiar. So I can't get my rider, but you seem close to him, so I'll get you. Because I watched that part again, and it's funny when you find out who the two guys are. I mean, they know they're Collis' sons. He thinks they don't, but they know. Are you talking about the weirwood trees, Shanatsky?
I think he is.
They have magic here too, because they used weirwood trees to build Harrenhal, and this is part of why that place is cursed. Because they chopped down ancient sacred trees and used them. Is it Adam? I keep up mixing the names are difficult when it comes to bastard children, where you take a long time to figure out who are they exactly.
I'm not sure what he's talking about here. In Glow, she played a wolf, and here she plays an owl.
Some
I don't know
other
what Glow is.
production where she, I don't know, some other movie or a series where she plays a weird character, somehow magical.
Oh,
That's what I think he means. But the trees definitely have magic. I mean,
okay. This is one of the things. Yeah, hanging out with Zach and the guys, I was starting to catch on to this, that the show is removing agency from the characters wherever they can. Things just happen. And I think that's problematic in the writing too.
yeah, well, the one thing that I pointed out that annoys me is that Damon is such a loser. It seems like the most successful thing he has ever done was convince Rhaenyra to marry him when she was a teenage girl. Because getting grown men on his side to fight alongside him in a war, he's been failing miserably so far. Jace has been more successful, going to the twins and getting the Freys on his side. I don't like seeing Daemon like that. He was so promising in season 1 as the rogue prince. And now his character is just falling apart. Is it like that in the books too, Zax?
Yeah, he was a great character in season 1. He just this season just
Is he turning into a loser in the book too? I would really like to know. Because it's disappointing. Oh yeah.
Mm.
The guy's just been turned into a steak.
Yep.
yeah, that was fun. Hey,
Well,
I cooked it inside the can.
well, he cooked one of the dragon guards too, but he wasn't going to die a slow, horrible death. He slit his own throat. He took the fast way out.
Yeah, I know. He
Impressive.
just like
What a
they
badass.
show him in the flames and cutting his
Yeah.
throat. I remember that. I was like, that was a cool moment. Hey, look,
That was a
it's
badass
one of the
moment, yeah.
blacks.
Yeah, we forgot to point that out that the Lannisters are marching towards the Riverlands and they have lions with them. And the Trust, I was like, what the fuck? They're bringing lions now? But then I remembered, oh, they have a lion in their banner, the Lannisters. And Jason Lannister was the one trying to impress young Rhaenyra, showing off his castle. And yeah, you can have dragons there and everything. And she was more interested in her cup of wine than in that guy.
Yeah, this is what I'm picking up. They nerfed all the men in the show to make the women look more awesome.
The women don't look awesome. They're just whining all the time about how they can't do anything, especially Alicent. I'm not even
Oh
going
my
to
God,
address that.
Monkey.
Oh.
That's
Wrong
evil.
on so many levels, Jeebus. You know I'm a vegetarian for like over 20
That
years.
is such
Over
a
30
messed
years.
up joke.
Yeah.
So the only thing that made the statement false is that you are a vegetarian. Okay.
No. But I guess he caught it when earlier Loki brought it up when we were talking about episode 5, and I called Sir Stefan Sir Crispy Steak or something, and it cracked Loki up. And I mean, yeah, he ends up a crispy steak. Just add some sauce to it, and I mean, Seasmoke was probably pretty happy. Yeah, I wanted steak in a can, and now I got 2. Got himself a side dish. And Rhaenyra's just standing there like, oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
I mean, it was horrible, but you knew from the beginning this is not going to end well. They have to see. Oh, Jeebus is going dark here.
Oh yeah.
Technically, he was a vegetable.
Yeah, but that's one of the things. Daemon is not doing this for Rhaenyra because he's not sending ravens. Rhaenyra has no idea where he's at. And
Oh,
then
here
he
you
even
go.
tells
Animal.
He tells Simon, I'm going to sit on the Iron Throne at the end of this, and she is welcome to join me in her place by my side. I'm
So
just
in the
addressing
book,
that.
Daemon took Harrenhal for Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
Very
And
different.
in this, he's taking it because he still thinks he can conquer the Iron Throne for himself and have her by his side as his wife. He still wants the throne and the crown, and dreaming about his mom like that, telling him in his weird vision that he has always been the favorite son and how Viserys never wanted the crown in the first place and he still got it. It just put more shit in his head. I'm not happy with the development of Daemon's character. And I don't know if we've seen the scene where Alice is predicting what's his name? Muppet Tully, Grover. The old guy who's on his
Muppet Tully?
Yeah, well, he's named after a Muppet. And his grandson, Oscar, doesn't want to make any decisions. And Daemon even told him, well, yeah, maybe you want to speed things along a little bit so you can finally take over and decide. And he's complaining or just something, and Alice tells him, well, just wait 3 days and things are going to change. Just sit back and enjoy, and then you'll know. And then she goes off to give him medicine and is back in no time, and then Grover has died, and Oscar finally can take action. It's just a little too convenient. And that's just what... She might really be an owl or be able to transform into one. How could she travel that fast? She wants to be the warrior queen, like in all those fancy books she reads. She wants to take action, yes, but at the same time, she does understand that when she gets killed, everything is over. She is the queen, needs to be there and be at the helm, but they don't even let her do that. I get that she's annoyed, but it's too much whining about just not being able to do something because she's female.
Yeah, and oh my God, that really was such a turnoff in the dialogue. God. You know, they have characters suddenly talking to her and being dismissive, and it's like they would have their heads handed to them, and they're taking that away from her in order to make this scene happen.
Yeah. Oh, Larry is the weasel. I mean, obviously, Aemond needs a new hand. He needs his own hand of the king in command, or whatever his position is called. And I think Larys is hinting at, make me this. But the person Aemond really wants is his grandfather, Otto. And I think, and I've been saying this before, the one person probably having the power to put Aemond in the right place, like not just revenge and being bitter, but making a proper king out of him, is Otto. I think nobody else will be able to do that. He needs him, but we don't know where he is. He got dismissed as a hand. He disappeared. We know the Hightowers tend to live in Old Town, so he might be there. He might have an eye on Alicent's fourth son, Darren, I think is his name. But we don't know yet. But I think he is really needed there because he's always been calm and keeping his things together and given sound advice. So I hope we'll have him turn up. Oh, and this is brutal. When Aemond goes to see Aegon, who is awake, surprisingly, and he's hurting him. He's pushing the round thing that he has. What's it called? Sigil? No. The round stone balls that they have in front of themselves at the council's table. He's giving that to him and pushing it into his chest, causing him pain, just showing dominance. And I'm like, do you really need that? He can barely move. He'll never be able to walk again because his legs.
They don't know. They don't know.
They tell him. Larys tells him later, you know, they're trying to fix your leg, but it's bad. You'll probably never walk on that again. And I think in the book, he's not able to walk, but he's able to ride a dragon. And Sunfire survives.
Yeah, they probably put a thing up in the saddle to
oh my god
to hold him in place.
Gary, please.
No, I'm just seeing a parallel to Game of Thrones and Bran, because Bran gets shoved off the tower.
That's when they give him the nickname Prince Finger Puppet.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, Bran is paralyzed, and then Hodor gets to carry him around, and he gets still shit. So probably something like that is in for him.
Hodor.
Oh, it was heartbreaking when he died. Holding back all that. No, I can't go there again. That was so sad. Ooh, and that's the baby dragons. That's Joffrey and I think baby Aemond playing with their baby dragons. They're just so cute. And they're, of course, already bonding with that dragon. So this is going to be a much stronger bond than the one between an adult claiming a dragon and becoming its rider. Forming that bond. This is the strongest you can get. Having dragons hatch at the time the children are born. This is how it's meant to be with Targaryens. And she still doesn't really know her place in life. She tried to claim a dragon and almost died. And that's right. On a walk, she comes across this huge patch of burnt grass and sheep, and she confronts Lady Jane. She's like, "There's a dragon here, at least one, and it's wild, it's rogue." And she confirms it. And in fact, there are 3 wild dragons in the Vale. The one that they're talking about, the sheep stealer, but there's also Cannibal and there's Grey Ghost. We don't know more about them yet. Maybe from the book, I don't know. From the series, no. So I'm curious as to where that is going, because is Rhaena going to claim one of these dragons? Or just developing a bond? And here are the bastard sons of Corlys, and they know who they are. And one of them is like, "We could have power, we could do things. Instead, we are hiding here and pretending to be somebody we are not." At the same time, he's shaving his head because he's growing white hair, and it's suspicious. And I don't think Corlys ignores them. He does interact with them. He just doesn't want them to know that he knows they're his, but they obviously are. So one of the brothers is power hungry, and the other one is like, "Dude, just go with what you have." She's regretting sending Stefan in. But, I mean, she needs dragon riders. It was an attempt, but it makes her look bad. Oh, shut up, Amelia. Please. What do you know about dragons? Although, come to think of it, dragons and cats have a lot in common. They have their own minds. They do what they want. Well, they are bastards, so they are half brothers at best. I don't think they come from the same woman. And then genetics, man. Not everybody has white hair. Remember, Rhaenyra has 2 boys, or had, with black hair. They didn't get white hair.
Okay. Did the father of the boys had white hair?
You know the father of Jace and Luke. It's
I
Kristen.
don't know. Oh,
It's Kristen Dickhead, because he's been banging Rhaenyra before starting it with Alicent.
I don't know.
Oh no, wait, no,
Well,
it's the Stark.
That's why I'm asking.
Sorry, no, there
Well,
was a
if
romance with Kristen.
yeah,
but
in
it's
that
the
case,
Stark
yes.
guy.
In fact, the boy should have black hair.
The Stark guy is the father, but Rhaenyra is the mother, so they could still have
Hmm.
white hair, but they don't.
In a
So-
future, if we'll talk about Mendel's laws later.
The thing is, we don't know who the mother or mothers are of the boys. So he might have had a romance, Corlys, with a woman who has some little tiny amount of Targaryen blood, and that makes one of the kids white hair. It's a possibility that Targaryens have many, many bastards, which is what Rhaenyra is trying to do right now: hunt them down and see who are most likely to be able to bond with a dragon. And this is part of a plan that is genius by Rhaenyra, because she knows the people, they are suffering, they don't have food. Ironically, it's her side that's causing it, because it's Corlys blocking them from supplies. But she has her spies in the city, figuring out where to best deliver the food. And she sends all these boats packed with food. And Gary at first thought it was corpses, but it's food. And they all have her flag.
Yeah,
on the
because it
sail.
looked like bodies at first. I'm like, are
It-
those
it did.
bodies?
It's just wrapped up food. And then they end up chanting "Long live Queen Rhaenyra" in the streets. So in the long run, Team Green has hurt themselves by everything they did, especially parading Melie's head and just they did nothing for their own people, for the small folk. And Rhaenyra now found a way to prove that I'm not in town, I'm not on the Iron Throne where I should be, but you are still my people. And they just jump to it because they have nothing else. Yeah, Sax, I corrected myself. The dad is strong. Because they've been teased as the strong boys. Not meaning strong as in powerful and muscular. God, he is so damaged and broken. And the scene is so wild when Larys comes in to talk to him about how his life is now completely altered because now he's disabled and nothing is ever going to be the same again. And then he turns it around and says, like, you can make something of this because now they're going to underestimate you. And by the way, this is a beautiful shot. She's just standing there, how it's lit. You know what I mean?
No,
Damn it.
I don't.
Get too far back. Hold on. I went too far back. You just see Alicent stand there thinking with the columns in the back, and it's just so beautifully lit. I'm bad going back the right amount of time in the slideshows because it's so small on my screen. Damn it. Yeah, I can't. I can't hit it. I'll just let it go.
Yeah.
That's one thing they do really well. Make beautiful shots of landscapes with the light. This is what I mean. Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, here you go from Zach's. The dad is a strong. It's Harwin Strong,
Arwen Strong, yeah.
Clubfoot's brother.
And they
Was
all died
Larry's
at Harrenhal
killer.
because Larry's managed to somehow set fire. Oh, this is when she asked about her son. So the dude is her brother, Gawain Hightower. And he is in Old Town, or at least he spends a lot of time. So he knows about Darren, her fourth son. And she wants to know, how's he doing and everything. So she hasn't seen him in a long time. He's been sent away when he was like 6 or 7, probably. He's 16 now. And he tells her he's kind, he's artistic. He likes to play the lute. And he has courage. And she just wonders how his brother's so different. Is it the town they grew up in? Is it my upbringing? And of course, it's a mixture of both because they grew up royalty. They never had to own up for a single of their mistakes. And of all people, Alicent has always been coddling them and trying to cover up their mistakes. I mean, Diana, the servant girl that Aegon forced to do things, she covered it up. She gave her moon tea and sent her away. She's been doing this all the time. So, of course, it screwed both of them over. How can they develop a good character when they grow up like that, getting away with everything? At least she's beginning to consider that she made mistakes. Other than misunderstanding what Viserys said on his deathbed and pushing her son to the throne. Because she's blaming herself too for what happened to Aegon. He wouldn't be in this bed burnt to a crisp if she hadn't put him on the throne. So she must be questioning herself whether this was the right decision. She can't change it now, of course, but and the warrior is one of the 7 in her religion. I don't remember the others, but she's still a fierce follower of the religion of the 7.
Mm.
Going on
What
This
is
is
here?
happening here?
Helena. Oh, this is a cool scene because Helena, she has been drawing all over the walls and scribbling on parchment, and it's all her dreams that she's been drawing. And there's like scenes with boars and dragons fighting, and you begin to think like, does she know what's going to happen in Game of Thrones? She knows like everything that's going on. She sees the future, and now she has these 3 crickets in 3 little cages. And when Alison comes in, she says like, "Look, one of them stopped singing. How weird!" And I'm like, okay, 3. What could that mean? Because everything has a meaning with Helena. There's 3 Targaryens in the town, and that's Aemond, Aegon, and Helena. One of them stopped singing. Might that be Aegon? It has to mean something. Like, is he never going to do anything powerful anymore? She also could mean Alicent, Aegon, and Aemond. Then Alicent would be the one who stopped singing because she's cut off from everything. She has no power anymore. So, I don't know. Any thoughts on this? No? Man, I miss Loki.
No.
I'm flying solo here again. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I have very little memory of this episode. I remember the bodies, what I thought were bodies in those boats. at the end.
There were boats.
I remember
So
the
they-
dragon scene.
The small folk received food, and then I don't know why, but Alicent
Who's
and
that?
Helena
Who's that hen?
one of the guys in town, because Alicent and Helena go out in town and they are spotted, and the folks they are chanting, "Long live Queen Rhaenyra." They just received food from her. They know Rhaenyra is on her side, even though she's not in town and on the throne, but she should be. So now they all turn against the Greens because the Greens have done nothing to them. There's been reports of how they feast and live their life and have it good, while their own people starve to death and get nothing, and now they don't even get to leave town because Aemon decided to lock the gates. Nobody's leaving. So riots start, and the Golden Capes, they have a hard time, the Golden Cloaks, keeping things under control. And so one ends up cutting off that one guy's hand because I think he reaches for the queen or something, for Alicent.
Mhm.
So yeah, things get pretty ugly. Because like I said before, the Greens, they think they won something at Rook's Rest, but with all the collateral damage and the situation in the Red Keep and King's Landing, it's not good. It's just really not good. Vhagar somewhere resting. Aegon just wants to die. Oh my god, Eagle. Do you see that?
Yeah, that's awful.
It is. And here he is. Larys is talking to Aegon. And you think he's talking down and wants to steal the last will to live from him? Then he turns it around and says, you can make something of that because now they're going to underestimate you. So with him, you always wonder, what does he want? Where's he going? He's playing this weird game. The only thing that was ever obvious about him was that he's keen on feet. Everything else is just like, what's he up to now? And as much as I dislike him, he is an interesting character. There you go. And they will underestimate you. I forgot to say, he took away the milk of the puppy, pretending to, they'll give it to you later. And he's just, Aegon, at this point, whenever he's awake, he's pain. There's nothing but pain for him right now. Pain and barely being able to breathe because he's wheezing badly. And you're wondering how is he still alive? That's not medical knowledge. That's some kind of magic that the maesters have going on.
He's wheezing like Gary on cat night.
Oh my.
No, he's worse. I wonder what his new nickname is now. Because the kings always have nicknames. So what would he be now? Sir Crispy Toast? I don't know.
I just think Sir Crispy sounds better.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of medium rare right now.
I smell something. It smells really savory. Oh, sorry.
And this is the second scene that I was talking about when he dreams about his brother, Viserys, and he's mourning Emma and the baby on the side of the table with the Silent Sisters where they just prepared them. And he hugs him and holds him, and that never happened, ever. Because we know that he decided to go fuck off to the city and get drunk and have fun at the whorehouse. And then, of course, he snaps out of it, and so Simon comes in and tells him that Muppet Tully has died. Grover, sorry. So finally, Damon can move on because now Oscar is in charge. And even though he's bloody young, he's the one in charge now. So Damon can sort of influence him to do the things that he needs him to get another ally. And he just said it, the healer, Alice. So he knows Alice exists. She's not a phantom. Simon just said, our healer, Alice, tried to help him, and there was nothing more to be done. And there's just no way in human ways she could have traveled there and back that fast. Something's going on here. Damn it, what are the names of his bastard sons?
I'll tell you, the one thing I like about this show is the damn effects are really good.
So
Adam and Alan. Okay.
So what, Martin?
this guy is going to be the next Dragon Rider then.
Yeah, and I think that's Adam.
Well, that's
And he's on the
him. Yeah.
beach.
He's been the gay son. That
No, he's not. He's
disappeared
not.
as-
That's what I thought at
That's
first.
not him?
But no, because I went back to the scenes with the two of them, and they address each other as brothers, and they figured out that they are Corlys bastard sons. And one of them, says to the other, I'm so sick of this pretending to be somebody we are not. We can be something. We can have power if we make it clear that we are his sons, or at least bastard sons. We have some claim. But the other one's like, dude, let's just live with what we have. And then Adam goes for a walk on the beach, and all of a sudden a dragon is there, and he's terrified. And he's trying to run because he's like, no. I'm not Dragon Lunch. I'm really not Dragon Lunch. And the dragon, of course, is Sea Smoke. And he must have spotted that this is his beloved and lost rider's half-brother. There's a relation between them. So he goes after him. Or maybe he sees lunch in him at first, but then he sniffs that out. It's really funny.
We have a new person in the chat. Welcome.
Martin Muses.
Oh,
welcome.
it's not new. That's Ms. Martin Muses. We know her.
Oh.
I know her.
Not
I don't.
really. I don't recognize the name.
He's part of our community.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've known her for a
hi.
while.
Welcome. Welcome,
Pardon
and
me.
Glad
my
to see you,
apologies.
Ms. Martin Muses. I don't know if you heard me. I said, it's good to see you, Ms. Martin Muses.
Everybody heard it.
Oh man,
The dragon is racial
What?
profiling.
Well, I mean, at first I thought, could that be Lena and he dyed his hair black? But it's not. And I was like, do all black people look the same to dragons? I don't know.
Oh my god.
Well, I got to tell you, look, targeting the blacks.
That's right. Yeah. They are Team Black. They are Corlys' sons. They are Team Black.
Ann Sarnoff created that little problem.
And the scene that we are coming up to really annoyed the shit
I
out of me
dislike this
because
actor. She's not very good.
Nobody likes her, Gary. No one. She's not a good actor.
She's a terrible actor.
Her character is weird. I said that before you came on. When Damon claims her to be his future wife, being pregnant with his kid, I was like, interesting. This could go somewhere. But she just goes away, and then she just appears conveniently whenever you need a character to do certain things, like sneaking Rhaenyra into the Red Keep, shit like that. But she's so empty. She's boring.
Turning her lesbian.
Yeah,
What?
of course. I mean, the Targaryens are open to that. They don't condemn it, but
So
I
her
mean, I
name
know-
should be Deus Ex Machina.
yeah. And I know certain people are probably really hyped about those two kissing, but I was just bored. I was like, yeah, meh, no one needed this. Can we have some character development? Can we go forth with the story? Who needs them smooching around? The scene with Adam and the dragon is way funnier than this. I wish we had the jump forth 10 seconds button on the slideshows. It would be very convenient. And also, they kiss, and then the door opens, and they jump. Like, Rhaenyra jumps back like a teenage girl caught doing something forbidden. She's a fucking queen. It's stupid. It's just added for diversity. That's all that is.
Yep. DEI is DIE.
Yes.
And what's really funny is up to this point, I was already bored with this season. Just something felt off the whole season for me.
Yeah. Well, things are about to
And
get funny again.
it culminated to that fucking moment.
Yeah.
Like that.
But
That's what it is.
anyway, the guy barging in, he tells them sea smoke has been sighted. He's flying around. He's restless. So what's going on? What's going on there? We are about to find out. Because Adam is running for his life, thinking that he's going to be dragon lunch or something. And it is what it looks like. It really is. Then the dragon just corners him and claims him like, you are not running. You're mine. You're my bitch now. So it's the other way around. The dragon chooses the rider. And I find that interesting. Because the guy's terrified. You can tell he's probably shitting his pants having a dragon up close. And the dragon kind of grins. Because he's like, sniff, sniff.
I kind of wish,
lying there.
because I'm certain the dragons communicate somehow, that we got subtitles with the dragons, because that would be awesome. That to me is an interesting story, because this show isn't.
You
The
see, they
dragon story is more
communicate.
interesting.
They make noises. They make sounds. I'm sure they have some.
That's what I mean.
sort
We
of
should have
communication.
subtitles for those characters, because they're probably more interesting subjects, that they're talking about than what the
Yeah.
fucking humans are.
Hey, it might be flying patterns too, like bees use, because bees don't communicate via sound; they dance. And by doing that, they tell other bees where they're good flowers or where to stay away from. That's fascinating. Dragons might do the same. Who
They can
knows?
dance, but can they dance like Michael Jackson?
Nobody can. No one can dance like the king.
So I don't know. I'm not enjoying this season, and I think I'm
Just 2
going
more
to be done.
episodes. Yeah, I think we're done after this. I don't want to wait.
I
I'm
think
not
we
interested
wait
in
2
waiting 2 more
weeks.
years.
I think we wait 2 weeks and wrap it up in one episode, and don't do
Okay.
an episode next week of this. Do something else. Which I got to tell you, we need to talk about The Old Man, because we got a new season coming September. Oh my God, I'm so stoked. This show is basically, because Keith and I talked about this, that this show is really kind of what they originally wanted John Wick to be, because John Wick was an older guy with gray hair, and he was meant to be like in his 60s, 70s, and having to come out of retirement and start murdering people, bad guys. And but they changed it when they met Keanu Reeves, who will never look like he's 70. ever. He will never look like he's in his 70s. He's going to die looking like he's in his 50s. No response at all. Okay.
No.
I'm just listen. If you want to talk about something else next week on Friday, just bear in mind that I won't have much time to watch anything.
Oh, we're going to
Something that I
watch.
haven't seen yet.
We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it.
When?
We're going to watch it. It's a short season, so.
Okay. All right. If you
You
think
know.
it's possible.
Or should I say, would you like some cheese with that wine?
Oh my.
Dude. Shut the fuck up, Gary.
So, yeah. I don't know. It's not like I'm trying to side with Zach's and the gang. It's not. You saw that I've been reacting to the show. I've been very
Less and
aloof
less?
to it because I'm not digging it, and now I know why. I started sensing something was wrong here, even though I've never read the book. Never read it.
You started to get disappointed from the moment on they aged up the characters halfway through season 1.
Well, I didn't like that in season 1. Yeah,
I
They
didn't either.
got actors that don't really remind you of the younger actor.
Well,
I felt like
Alicent
they would have
looks
done better
nothing
by
like the young
CG
one.
aging or
No.
using good prosthetic makeup. I mean, my God, back in the 70s, they made Dustin Hoffman look like a 100-year-old man, and he
Look
was
what they did
just
to
in his late
Viserys, to Kenny
30s.
Considine. They did amazing work on him.
I preferred that young lady that played the princess or
Millie
whatever you
Alcock, she was great. But I mean, she appeared in one of Damon's visions, and she doesn't look like she aged 2.5 years, 3 years. Not at all.
Yeah,
So
that's what makeup's
kind of-
for.
I get why they saw the need to age them up. They just didn't pick the best actors for it.
It felt like a
You can do that.
DEI reach. It
Yes.
felt like a DEI reach because they wanted to get a gender fluid actor in there. Get a hold of somebody.
Well,
Well, what we'll do is we'll just replace this actor instead of doing makeup. Well, we'll deal with DEI. Ann Sarnoff is such a piece of shit. She really is. She's
Yeah.
like left her stink on so many things, and this is one of them. Oh, and I didn't know that making Alicent and Rhaenyra the same age was a higher mistake because I don't know. I never read the book, Ms. Martin. I never
think
have.
originally Alicent.
I don't like
to-
George R.R. Martin. I'm going to freely admit it here. I don't like him. I don't like his
I
writing.
think in his book, Alicent is a handful of years older than Rhaenyra. It's not a big age gap, but she is a little bit older. And it kind of shows when they were young, but the moment they age them up, they're just the same.
I do like this comment by Shanatsky, Lesbo ex point lessa.
Yeah.
It's bad Latin, but it's funny.
It's not even Latin, but I get the meaning.
I know that. It's mock Latin. So but anyway, that's it. It's so weird. I come back and Loki goes, and Loki's the one who knows more about the show than I do.
Yeah, I really miss him. I don't like flying solo.
Oh, thanks.
I really need to.
Thanks.
No,
I was kind of saying that you didn't have to say that, but thanks for going there.
I had
Oh,
so
no,
much fun.
That
geeking
extra
up with
mile of
him.
making a dig about the man you love.
No, I need Loki for this show because it's only fun when the two of us are geeking off about House of the Dragon. With you and
I saw
Martina, it's mostly
36
me
of the-
talking. Who wants to see that?
Who cares about the Olympics anymore? It's all
No one.
it's all corporate. It's all corporate. And they proved it. They have a guy who is a registered convicted sex offender on the American team of a 12-year-old against the 12-year-old.
Netherlands. It's from the Netherlands, not American. You can at least you can have that lift off your heart.
All I know is I read about it right before the show, and I think that was shit.
Yeah.
So got to get
What?
him out of there. Can't have that.
I'm sorry. Look at what Miss Martin Muses says here. There's that big of an age difference between the two of them?
A 9-year difference. Yeah,
No, I thought it was
twice.
like 4 years or so. Because that makes it awkward what they have going on when they were young. That friendship possibly a little more. It was sweet, but if they are like
Hey,
no.
Pegman's girl. Hello.
Hey, let's go.
Not sure what she was laughing at.
Yeah, I don't
Twice
know.
she's laughing. She laughed twice. I don't know what she's laughing at. Is it us or Zach?
No, this is smiling. Yes,
Oh, is
this
that
is
what it is?
laughing.
Okay,
No, that's
somebody's
showing your
laughing.
teeth.
See, I can bite you.
IOC. The freak is that? IOC? What is that?
I don't know. But
Oh,
you know,
International
Oh,
Olympic
the
Committee.
Olympic
Yes,
Committee.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
there's the saying, smiling is the most elegant way of showing your opponent your teeth. I think that's what the smile is
I
about.
am-
But anyway, I'm
I am
too tired.
dangerous. I don't need a weapon. I have my teeth. So, I just read some Brian Pecunia over on Cosmic Book News posted something, a comment that was made. Cosmic Book News did. Kiss Eternals 2 goodbye, says Kevin Feige. And this guy, Brian Pecunia, says, ignore everything he says. Just go straight to much worse movies have gotten sequels, is his argument that they should have made the sequel. That's not
Okay.
an argument. That's not an argument. That's a terrible, stupid statement to say that much worse movies got sequels. Why can't I have a sequel to this one? People are fucking stupid, dude. And they wonder why we poke fun at them because they say really stupid shit like that. I get so annoyed with people. It's like, these are the people that believe, well, the writing's bad now. Let's just look for what's good in the bad, just whatever good. It's like, no, no. It's Josh Becker said this a long time ago. He says, the problem with people is they have become connoisseurs of shit because they've been eating shit for so long. So they know what's good shit, what's average shit, and what's bad shit. But they forget that all of it is shit. And they have forgotten what it tastes like to eat real food and not eat like shit. And that's the problem. They've forgotten what good movies are. And we kind of lost the war of making good films was lost in the 70s with the advent of the summer blockbuster. And that started with Jaws. And one of the last true great studio films that was ever made had Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman in it. And it was called Papillon. And we saw just the gradual choking to death of great film and great writing in film. Pretty much then, because it became corporate filmmaking. It was the end of the studio system. The way films used to be made is through the studio system. The studio system died in the 70s. We saw the end of that when suddenly all actors became free agents in Hollywood. They didn't belong to a studio anymore. And everybody likes to celebrate that, but at the same time, when you celebrate that, you're celebrating the death of film. And the only thing we got good going now is really independent film. But even a lot of that is crap because you have activists who believe themselves to be good filmmakers, and they're not. They're terrible filmmakers, they're terrible actors, and they just all want to do that. And this show is just another example of corporate filmmaking. Studios are networks are machines that want to make certain things go a certain way. And they want everything to be kind of cookie cutter. That's what DEI is. DEI is cookie cutter characters that can be interchangeable with whatever DEI need they have at the time. What is this? Allison is lucky they didn't have dryers back then. She'd get stuck a lot. There we go. You like that one, Anima? By Star Trek and who are, yeah, absolutely. They're now corporate run. There's nothing creative in them anymore. Corporate creativity is non-creativity. And when you begin to see stuff go DEI, that's all corporate. Creative, the actual creative people don't give two shits about that. I think one of the few bastions of safety that we have today is in comedy. And I'm talking about with stand-up comics. They're the last ones fighting the system.
My friend.
Well,
Yeah,
exactly,
okay.
exactly, E. Clay Thomas, and that's an argument a fucking idiot child would make. So I posted it over on my personal account if you guys want to read this guy's moronic argument about why we need an Eternals too. And I don't even know who this guy is, but it deserved noticing because this is the argument they have. So, what's this one? She's clearly a stepmother to her. Oh, I see. Yeah, because of the age difference.
No, because she marries her father. That makes her a stepmom, no matter the age difference.
Oh, did you see what Zach said? I asked for your response to that. Allison is lucky they didn't have dryers back then. She'd get stuck a lot.
I don't even know what he means.
Well, there you go, Zax. You made a reference that went over Anima's head, and I don't know because I never read the books. So.
I have to be honest, it's easy to go over my head this time of day on a Friday after a long week, and I still have tomorrow at work. So I'm tired. Also, bear in mind, I'm not used to hosting a show, so this was exhausting. It was fun, but it was exhausting.
And now you know why I'm so exhausted after a show.
Well, it's not like I haven't been talking through a show again and before. You made me do that, but I had people there who would occasionally pipe up. But
people, they think that this is easy doing this, and I'm telling you,
no,
man,
it's
as an
not.
introvert, this is exhausting for an introvert. I'm extremely introverted, and doing
As
this
am I.
just. But I still enjoy it. There is an enjoyment factor, but boy, I'm not physically tired. It's that when your brain just says, "I'm done." It becomes like cream of wheat. Just like
Well,
I'm
I'm
done.
physically exhausted from my job because I'm lifting heavy stuff and walking around a lot and shit. I work in a tech store. I'm on my feet.
Somebody
all
asked
day.
me what cream of wheat is, and I'll describe it to you. It's hot cereal soup.
Ew.
So your brain becomes like tapioca.
Hey Tim.
Hey
you're
Tim.
late.
Yeah, you.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Did you play Zax's video?
Of
Yeah.
course he did.
Okay, I wasn't here. I only know what I see. So let's see. I will play this one just for shits and giggles.
Ladies, these grocery carts are an oath.
Pretty sure the male version of this is better.
I might say the same thing about Ghostbusters.
Oh man,
Oh.
he wants a backdoor video.
Well, go give him one. The breaches
I
have
don't
become
want
We
it.
rare.
have one.
I don't
We
want
have
it.
one.
But then I
have
will
one?
do it. We're not playing many backdoor videos these days. We should go back to that, Jeff.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, here you go. Here's
Yeah,
back.
David going out the back door.
There you go. Oh, look, Penny, I grew up on that stuff when I was a kid. My mother made it perfect when I was a kid. But I would love it when she was having to do multiple things for breakfast. And, the cream of wheat would get lumpy. I liked lumpy cream of wheat as a kid. To me, it was like cereal dumplings. So, mine, the way I always had mine, Penny, was with butter and sugar. That's how I liked it. We used to eat rice as cereal in the morning too. We'd steam some rice and then add a little milk and butter and some sugar. It's amazing. It's amazeballs. It's good. It's good. It's awesome when you're poor. You get to try out these new cereals. So, but anyway, we're done here. Stick a fork in us. We're done.
Oh,
Loki didn't
You
make
say
it back.
that after we just discussed an episode where a guy gets burned to steak and another one is lying in bed like medium rare. That's tasteless. Scary.
Yeah, there you go. You can use that as a reference. What's his name? The king who got burned. What was his name? Egon. Crispy egg on toast.
I prefer egg in the medium rare. And so Stefan crispy steak.
I grew up on Southern food, and I got to tell you, man, dumplings, that's lumpy food. I also like mashed potatoes that we called them smashed potatoes because they had the skins and they were lumpy. And we would eat those as kids, and I like that. Yeah, fried egg on rye. There you go.
I like that, Boosh. That's very good.
So, all right, we're out of here. It's the end of the show. I wish Loki could have made it back. I hope everything's okay over there. I love seeing him today. Good seeing him. But past that, this show's over.
I have so much fun geeking out about this with him. I hope he comes back for the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, I'm just not the guy for this because this season I'm not into it at all. So here we go, guys. Hey, guys, don't forget to click that like, subscribe, and notification button. We appreciate you watching the show. Now, back to it. We are going to get the hell out of here. I hope everybody is having a good Friday. By the way, Keith and I did have a conversation. I think you were there, weren't you, Martin? That we've got to get back to what we're used to doing. And he can't commit to TGIF because of his family commitments. So I said, you need to find a day where you can commit with me to where we can do what we used to do, talking about entertainment news. Because I'm not going to do it without him. I don't like doing that without him.
Doing a show.
Yeah. And I miss doing a show with him. And he misses doing it with me because we actually started doing this because we liked hanging out together. And we got to find a way of doing it again. So we're going to keep having meetings until we figure out what day we can do something to where he and I can start doing entertainment news together again. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good Friday. Don't forget you got Friday Night Tights tonight. You've got other shows you can be watching, but I got to tell you, I am Friday Night Nut Tights. I mean, Friday Night Frolics. I love watching Doomcock. And I don't know how anybody can do karaoke for hours the way he does.
I never figured that out.
I couldn't do it. What a nightmare. But he can actually sing, so that helps.
Is Loki doing a late show?
I don't know. I'll ask him. I think if he's got power, but if he doesn't have power, no, he's not going to do it. So,
so far
it's all going to be dependent on that. So anyway, if he does, you guys know it'll be later tonight, and I'll join him. I'll jump in there tonight. So everybody have a good Friday, and don't forget tomorrow, Tom Connors and this guy are going to do Alien. Anima's going to join us because guess what? I got her to kind of watch it.
Kinda. Sorta. At 1.5 speed and looking away most of the time, but I
yes, 1.5 speed because nothing is scary at 1.5 speed.
And then,
nothing.
Then I was still looking away all the time, but yeah, I'm a.
He looked away, and I actually helped her by we skipped over the facehugger scene because I said I don't want to put you through that because
I've seen you showed me that before, but I just didn't want to watch it again.
Well, it's brilliant the way they did it, the way the cuts were done. That was so many quick cuts for that one shot of that alien attacking him, the facehugger. Oh. Anyway,
let's get out.
See you guys tomorrow. Happy Friday.
Bye, guys.
Martin was brought to you by Venezuela. Anima from Austria. Austria, everything is delicious. Even the clothing.
Shut the fuck up, Gary.
That's all, folks.